The New York Knicks proved everyone wrong in a huge way, as now, once again, the doubters have been silenced on multiple different New York Knicks players and the way the Knicks run their team, while JB Bickerstaff, head coach of the Pistons, continues to have an embolism about the New York Knicks and the reffing, which clearly looks biased towards the Detroit Pistons side, but that storyline will forever be thrown out because of one instance, and we're going to break all of this down. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. It's Chris here, and we're going to jump right into things as always. And if you guys are part of that 63% that's not subscribed to Knicks Digest, make sure to subscribe. This is the place to be for all New York Knicks content. Let's jump into it, though. We have a lot to discuss. The Knicks proved everybody wrong in a huge way. Recently, there's been a lot of talk about the New York Knicks. A lot of people were picking the Detroit Pistons to beat the New York Knicks this year in the first round of the playoffs, saying the Knicks were a regular season team that struggled to win games, and everyone blames basically whatever because nobody likes the Knicks for some weird reason, and it's, well, frankly, people are going to say what they want, but it is what it is. Look, where things stand right now, no one's calling the New York Knicks some supreme NBA Finals contender. Can they win it? Theoretically, sure. Absolutely. They're a great team. Are they expected to? Absolutely not. I'm a diehard Knicks fan. No part of me thinks the Knicks are winning the Finals this year. But at the end of the day, people really, really undervalue how good the Knicks are. And the Knicks proved everyone wrong. Specifically, Jalen Brunson, despite being injured, the man has time and time again shown that he is one of the best players in basketball and one of the great playoff performers of this generation. However, if you say that, people whine and cry and, well, if you will, bicker about Jalen Brunson because he hunts fouls like every other player in the NBA. Here's the thing. Does Jalen Brunson hunt fouls? Absolutely. Does every other NBA player do it? Absolutely. Is Jalen Brunson better than all of them at doing it? Yeah. No one cared when it was Trae Young. People care now that it's Jalen Brunson. I mean, 76ers fans are complaining, but they're just sad because they have nothing good in Philadelphia basketball and never will because they're stupid idiots who signed Paul George to a max deal because they're stupid. And, well, that is what it is. You're always going to get hate from there. I don't know if Detroit people have internet because I'm seeing nothing about the Detroit Pistons whatsoever. So that is what it is. Look, the New York Knicks, where they stand right now, are up 3-1 against the Detroit Pistons, and they've done everything to prove everyone around them wrong time and time again. But things got overshadowed recently as there was a controversial play to end the game. The Pistons lose because they complained about the same call that they were just crying about Brunson doing in Game 2. Basically, Tim Hardaway Jr. went for a three at the end of the game, double clutched it, and when he made slight contact with Josh Hart, he flung himself to the side. Now, could it have been a foul? Absolutely. If I'm a Pistons fan, I'd probably be saying it was a foul as well. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I don't have bias towards the Knicks. I think that's pointless and dumb to pretend like I'm not going to be somewhat inherently biased towards the team that I've grown up loving and that I cover for a living, so I really don't think that's something that, I didn't think it was a foul, but also I'm a Knicks fan, and it was later revealed to have been a foul according to the refs. So, okay, given that happens all the time and there's nothing you could do about it, is it annoying when it happens to your team? Absolutely. When it happens in the playoffs, could it change a series? 100%. Should Tim Hardaway Jr. have gotten free throws? Sure. Yeah. According to the refs, yes. Now, at the end of the day, Jalen Brunson does this as well, but everyone complains about it. Now it happens against the Knicks. People complain about it anyway. You can't make anyone happy at the end of the day, and that is what it is. But Jalen Brunson can make Knicks fans happy. Is he got injured and came back into the game when the Knicks were down 9, had a 15-point fourth quarter, didn't shoot a single free throw. He was getting hit. There was contact on there, but because it was the end of the game and there was a lot of play, we're going to talk about only the one time where a foul maybe should have been called. It was a physical game. Malik Beasley threw an elbow into Josh Hart. Nobody called anything, so we could go back and forth on the whole, well, who didn't call what thing the entire time. People are going to bicker about it. They're going to just be upset, and we've seen that time and time again with JB Bickerstaff, who's absolutely losing his mind over this. And frankly, he should. I usually don't agree with JB Bickerstaff. I don't think he's a very good coach. But he's right about this because, frankly, here's what he had to say. There's contact on Tim Hardaway's jump shot. I don't know any other way around it. There's contact on his jump shot. I repeat, there's contact on his jump shot. And yes, there was, but there was contact on a bunch of shots that the Knicks didn't get called for. And Josh Hart was even asked about it and said, did I make contact with him? Yeah, I made contact with him. Was it legal? I don't know. We'll see at the last 2-minute report. Look, Josh Hart doing an excellent job trolling people. And again, I understand the 76ers fans, not 76ers fans, they shouldn't be upset, but they just have nothing else to root for in their lives. But, the Eagles and the Phillies are both great, so focus on that. Stop focusing on the Knicks, you weirdos. But, at the end of the day, Pistons fans should be upset. They just should be. I mean, I would be. I think they're right to be upset. But at the end of the day, they should have won that game, and they blew it on their own to get to that point. I mean, the fact is, they're doing the same thing over and over again. They're trying to make the same plays against the Knicks, and it was not working. They could not stop Jalen Brunson. I know that I sound like a massive Knicks homer here, but you let the Knicks get back into the game. Why would you have done that? Why? At the end of the day, the Knicks they had the lead. You shouldn't have let the lead be given up, but Jalen Brunson proved that he's one of the best playoff performers in basketball and one of the most clutch players in the league, hence being the clutch player of the year. And Karl-Anthony Towns has just shut everyone up about saying he's not a good playoff performer. If you don't think Karl-Anthony Towns can perform when the lights are brightest, you've absolutely lost your mind. He clearly can. He looked phenomenal for the New York Knicks. Towns hit 2 massively clutch shots. One was a turnaround jump shot behind the backboard, and the other one was a three-pointer. I mean, the game was in Detroit. I think he shot that thing somewhere in Wisconsin, so what an incredible way for Karl-Anthony Towns to shut up all the critics, all the doubters that have been against him for years now. Now, you look at the way this game went down, there was a lot going on with it. I mean, Mikal Bridges struggled from the field, but his defense was excellent. OG Anunoby, it was the same situation, struggled from the field, excellent defense. Karl-Anthony Towns is, I mean, I already have bought a Karl-Anthony Towns jersey from this game alone. Jalen Brunson got injured, came back in, and was just completely phenomenal. Josh Hart did all the Josh Hart things and one more. He started shooting threes. This has been the issue for the Knicks. You can't go 5 out if Josh Hart's going to be afraid to shoot. He was not afraid to shoot tonight. He took 5 threes and he made 3 of them, proving he is good enough to the point where you got to guard him. The Knicks didn't really use their bench much. Deuce McBride played some solid defense, but he couldn't get shots to fall. Mitchell Robinson did give a bit of a positive impact, but he was struggling a bit. He was sick today, so there is some leeway there that you have to give Mitch. At the end of the day, the Knicks won, so that's what matters. Meanwhile, I keep wanting to call them the 76ers with all this complaining, but and also Tobias Harris is there, so there's that. Tobias Harris kind of embodied that 76ers team last year. All right, that's the last time I'm mentioning them. But look, with the Detroit Pistons, Tobias didn't play necessarily well. The Knicks played excellent defense on him. The Knicks are exposing the fact that Ausar Thompson has no ability to score the basketball, which will change in time. Ausar's great. Tim Hardaway Jr., I mean, shot like party like it's 2018 and you're on the Knicks, baby. Tim Hardaway Jr. went out there and missed everything, including that last shot. On top of that, we saw Jalen Duren play another solid-ish game, and meanwhile, Cade Cunningham, absolutely not afraid of the moment. Cade Cunningham's a phenomenal talent. Malik Beasley's great and should be starting for the Pistons. The Pistons are making mistakes with this team, and I mean, the fact is, they should not be starting this lineup that they're using. There's just not enough shooting out there. Hardaway should get benched for Malik Beasley. The fact that they don't is one of the reasons why they're not going to win this series and why the Knicks are likely going to win in 5, but that's not the Knicks' fault. However, the Pistons have also done nothing to try to stop Jalen Brunson except complain that, he tries to draw fouls like every other player in the NBA. Look, Jalen Brunson so far has had 32 points and 11 assists, 30 points, 7 rebounds, and 9 assists, 37 points and 7 assists, and 34 points and 8 assists. Jalen Brunson's showing why he's one of the best players in the NBA every time the playoffs come around, and it's truly been phenomenal to watch. And where everything stands right now, look, Pistons fans are more than allowed to be upset about that call. They should be upset at the referees. If I almost just knocked over a glass. That's why I just panicked. But look, where things stand right now, the Knicks are going to win this series, and that play is going to have a huge impact on things, and people are allowed to be upset about that. If you're a Pistons fan, you should be upset. I'm not saying that you can't be upset or that you shouldn't be upset, but the New York Knicks also played better and deserved to win that game at the end. They were the ones who closed out. They were the ones that did all the dirty work, that was diving for these rebounds. They got a bunch of extra chance points. I mean, you could say what you want to say. It's not like that was the one shot the Pistons had to win this game. They gave up 2 baskets that were crucial from Karl-Anthony Towns. Mikal Bridges hit a massive shot that the Pistons did not defend correctly. They saw Mikal running towards the corner. They know where Mikal wants to shoot those 3 balls. They could have cut him off, and they didn't. So that's a mistake on JB Bickerstaff and the Pistons. At the same time, Cade Cunningham beat OG. He had a wide-open shot at the elbow and missed. I mean, Cade has been phenomenal this series. You can't blame him for missing a shot at the end of the game. But it happened. It's not like the refs sabotaged them. They missed a call, and the Knicks were not getting calls all night. It was evidently clear the Knicks weren't. It was all over social media, and then everyone flipped in the final second because that's what's going to be remembered. And if you're a Knicks fan, you can't let stuff like that bother you, that fans are going to be upset. They're not used to the New York Knicks being a good team for a while. It's weird. I'm not used to it personally. I don't think any of us are. But if you're really just going to look at this game, you can't be upset the Pistons fans are upset. They should be. They were right to complain about that. At the end of the day, though, the Knicks, they showed they were better in that fourth quarter. I mean, the Pistons got away with a bunch of fouls in the third quarter and Jalen Brunson getting injured. Mind you, also, Dennis Schroeder legitimately shoved Mikal Bridges, and there was no call on it, but that's whatever. Tobias Harris should not have started trash-talking Karl-Anthony Towns. That was a terrible idea on his part. So it's not like the Pistons didn't make a ton of mistakes. They made their mistakes, and it led to them losing the game. On top of that, also a missed call did not help them. But it's not like the Knicks have gotten every call their way. Their whistle has not been good this playoff series. I hate to complain about reffing, but I do not think the reffing has been great this series. It does look like it's leaning towards the Pistons in a general sense because the NBA definitely wants to stretch this series out. And also they don't like James Dolan because of the revenue sharing situation. But guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you want me to make a video on that revenue sharing situation, I'm happy to. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Have a great day. One more to go. Go Knicks.